so exciting.
This is exciting. I like to do things just kind of off the cuff. No preparation involved. Yeah. Oh, so you got a fresh one. Can I have a sip?
Wait. What's wrong with yours?
It's been sitting for a little bit.
I like cold
it's pretty
sparkling
dull
water.
and not cold at all.
I need all of that fizz, baby.
I just
all
wanted
of
something
that
to
fizz.
quench my thirst. But can I have a sip of yours real quick,
All right.
please? Thank you for sharing. Y'all, he be eyeing me to make sure I don't take too much.
I like my sparkling water nice and crispy and cold. I go for the burn. It's all about the burn, baby. I need all of that burn.
I see the side eye look. You just looking at me out your peripheral.
Yeah, that other camera looking at you too. That's the peripheral side eye camera. Yeah.
That's good and quenched my thirst. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
The perceived value.
Hi, family.
Lyfe.
Hey, fam. Hey,
Podcast.
fam.
What's up, family? What's up, loved ones?
You guys are having a wonderful weekend or whatever day you intend on watching this. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope it's starting off well.
In China, it's like, what? Is it Monday already?
Oh, I have no idea.
Happy Monday in China. I guess.
Happy Monday.
I think it's 12
in
hours
China.
ahead there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So, we hanging out. It's a beautiful day.
It's a cold day.
It's a cold, beautiful day, but it's you know what? We got up this morning, so it's a beautiful day.
That's true because not everybody opens their eyes.
Yeah.
You know, when it's the next day. So
Definitely.
Be grateful for your eyes opening up for another day.
100%.
That's a beautiful thing.
Gotta appreciate
a lot
it.
of things that particular thing I think we take for granted. Just waking up.
For sure. We do. We definitely do. I tell you. There's so many blessings just to be able to get up. We don't realize. I got some lint in my. I know I don't have any lint.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't
So
lint.
I don't
It
have
was
any
like
hair to have
Vaseline
lint.
or
Oh, okay.
something.
Picking some lint out of my head. Lord knows.
Your slippery head ain't gonna hold on
Lord
to
knows.
no lint.
When I had
It's gonna
hair.
slide right off.
So what's going on? What is the deal?
What's going on with me?
Yeah, what's going on with you, wife?
Well, I was thinking about like a nice little girls getaway to like an area that's kind of off the grid.
Okay.
And we ain't gonna be hunting and gathering or nothing like that. Okay, we're not doing any of that. But it's like very secluded, maybe away from society a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I feel it is a little intense. Maybe there's not going to be a lot of technology involved. I don't know if any of my girlfriends are down for doing something like this. If you are, please say something in the comments. If you're down, I could find a spot where it's a little off the grid.
What is this
and
off the
we sit
grid
around
thing?
the fire camp and we...
What's off the grid? What is off the grid? We
Okay,
trying to figure out what you mean by off the grid.
Okay, so off the grid is basically where you don't have use of any technology.
So you're going camping, right?
No, because when you camp, sometimes you have like technology. I guess you have your phones.
Can't you just turn the phones off? Phones have a...
That doesn't sound like any fun. Can you go camping and turn your phone off?
No, I mean, look.
That don't sound like fun.
Everybody's
but
talking
being
about
off the
unplugging.
grid and living off the grid and unplugging, that sounds like fun. I think I'm going to try and look up on Google if there are any off the grid rentals.
Off the grid rentals.
Yeah.
So this will be a weekend. So you're going to be hunting and killing your own meat out in the wild? You're going to kill your own
maybe
food?
no, nothing like that. We can bring our own food, or maybe we can. I know someone. Well, I don't know them, but someone on YouTube has. I think it was her and her boyfriend. I don't know if it was a Valentine's thing or if they just decided to unplug. But she was able to film where she was located. Yes, this is in the back of someone's large property.
I'm listening.
But it was like a huge tent with a bed and all of the things inside that you need, I guess, to survive. But they did have like a store that you could easily walk to.
Y'all can do that in the backyard in our house.
Purchase some things.
You could do that in the backyard in our house. You would have walked to the bodega down the block.
That
you
is
could
not
do that.
any fun.
Y'all could go sleep in Washington Park overnight.
You think you're funny.
No,
But I think
just,
it's
I'm
okay.
just
You can
talking
call
stuff.
it glamping. Maybe we can call it glamping, but we're not bringing any of our own like camping gear or anything like that. You just go away in a secluded area.
And y'all are
I'm
sleeping
assuming that you'll
outside?
probably have some bars on your phone if you wanted to do some recording, but the whole point is just to unplug and reconnect.
Are you sleeping outside?
It is outside, but it's in a huge tent. The actual roof or wherever we're going to be staying is, it's already provided. So we don't have
Okay.
to bring like camping gear and set up our own tents or anything like that. The bed is provided. It's not like a cabin in the woods. It's
Gotcha.
something a little bit more
Something a little
posh, probably.
different. Posh. Yeah, well, that's going to be interesting.
Poshing while off
Interesting
the
to see.
grid.
Well, it seems like that's like a thing. Like, I think we're all like trying to like get away, or some people are trying to get away from like the whole, because we are connected to our phones, man. It's like,
Man.
it's like an
more
addiction,
than ever.
yo. It's
More
like,
than ever.
you get separation anxiety when you can't find your phone. That's like a
That's
serious thing. Damn, where's my phone? Damn, I just had that.
I know. It pisses you off when you can't
Speaking
find
of phones,
Yeah.
just off the subject. You know what? I'm sure y'all go through this with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, whatever it is, whoever you live with. I know I was looking for my charger this morning, and or was it last night? I don't know. I was like, let me borrow your charger real quick. My phone is like on 5%. And you know what she said? She said, you know what? You need to find your charger. Where's your charger? You need to find your charger. So lo and behold, I found my charger. Guess what my charger was, y'all? In her makeup box. How did my charger get in your makeup box?
Okay, first of all, I apologize for that. For
no.
just coming off like that.
I
But y'all don't understand. He's always asking me for my charger, always taking the kids' charger.
You see how she's deflecting?
We done.
I asked her, how did my
I'm like,
charger
babe.
get in your makeup box?
I mean, but you understand why the reason I automatically was just like, where your charger?
How did my charger
I'm sure
get
you
in your makeup
all
box?
understand why, because if you understood,
See, if we was in
that
court right
time
now.
and time and time again, almost every day he's asking
Your
for my
Honor.
charger or the kids' charger.
Your Honor, the witness is not answering the question. How did your husband's charger get in your makeup box?
Perhaps he placed it there, Your Honor.
Lies. All
Perhaps
lies.
he placed it there and forgot that he put it there. Because what would I need his charger for if I already have one for myself?
All right. Fellas, we're not going to get a straight answer from the lady here.
That
We
was
can't
my
get-
answer.
Hard
That
to
was
get
a straight answer.
Hard
I
to
don't
get a straight
know.
answer.
I guess that's a little bit more straightforward. I don't know.
All right. All right, then.
It wasn't me.
All right. Fine. but back to we'll leave that alone because
Okay, good.
it just
because
ended
it
up
didn't
there
need-
somehow,
It didn't
some
need to be
way.
brought up anyway.
So this off the grid thing.
Oh, we back to off the grid?
Yeah, I would just take a quick detour.
Okay.
You know, it's all good. It's all good. I found my charger. You stole it. It's cool. I get it.
Okay.
But
Go ahead and point the finger. I can take it. Yeah, go ahead and point the finger.
so this unplugging thing, I think this kind of interesting. I'm still trying to get the difference between that and like camping, but I think that's. I guess everybody say they want to go off the grid. I guess it just depends on the reason why I'm poking fun at it is that I'm trying to see like everybody say they want to go off, and it's like, well, how far do you really want to go off the grid? Do people really want to unplug and truly turn them phones off? Because I think it's a challenge, man, for people to turn their phone off and be like, yo, I'm gonna live 2-3 days not
Yeah,
on
because
my
in
phone.
idle time, when you have that idle time where you're not just getting there and you're kind of getting accustomed, getting used to everything, you have so
Yeah.
much to see, and you're like, oh, this is wonderful, this is beautiful, and then you meet up with your people, and then y'all start having conversations. At some point, there's not going to be enough conversation to last the whole
Conversation
night.
start running dry.
I mean, we can start turning on the music. I guess that's not unplugging, so we can't do that.
Y'all gonna be out there
That's not
twerking in the wilderness. I already know that's what.
Somebody else, put on a beat, snap their fingers.
Oh, that's right, because you can't turn on music.
Because we can't, unless you have something battery operated. I don't
guess
think
that's
we
living
going
off
that far.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we going that far. Like,
I guess the grid is like electricity, so I guess battery operated would be.
that's not electricity.
I guess that would be acceptable.
That would
off
be
the grid.
acceptable, and I'm pretty sure you can get some kind of solar paneling situation thing going on too.
You know what?
where,
We need to
like,
talk to some Amish people. who
Yeah.
we need to get some advice from some. First, before you go on this trip, you need to go on YouTube and or wherever and Google some Amish people and get some Amish advice.
No.
So y'all can do it the right way.
In Lancaster, Pennsylvania, there is an Amish community there.
Yeah.
And I have always wanted to just visit the area or even maybe stay a night or two if they allow any of that, just so you can see the way of living without electricity, I suppose. I don't think they use electricity.
I don't think so. I mean, they might be like, look, do you want to live off the grid? This is how you actually do it.
Yeah, this is how you do it for real.
No twerking.
Well, you can twerk a little bit if you want.
No dance music.
In your room, if you want to make yourself a beat, and just twerk
They're going to be
out.
like, you get out there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
They're going to be like, get out there, churn this butter, milk these cows. And go get them eggs. Well, the eggs, you might come back with some cheaper eggs.
Listen.
That would be a good look.
I have told you time and time again about us purchasing or renting some kind of chicken coop. I said this months and months ago before the prices of eggs went through the roof.
Y'all,
I said, let's get a coop because there's a company where you can rent the egg or rent the chickens and they provide all the housing. You just need a little space. You need 2 chickens. They don't need a male to produce the eggs. You just producing eggs.
No, listen,
So,
I thought you were crazy when you first were saying it. But I've been telling people
now.
lately, I'm like, yo, my wife is like, you know what? We should get a chicken. I'm like, that's crazy. Now I'm like, you know what? I think she's on to something. But yeah, I mean, that off the grid thing is interesting. I think that's interesting. I mean,
try it. I just want to try it. Unplug, not have electricity, not have my phone, not have anything. I mean, what we're talking about doing with the girls trip ain't going to be that. But I would just love to experience, like you said, go to the Amish community and check it out. I'm very serious about that. I'm very serious about that because I looked it up whenever I was living in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
I would always drive through Lancaster. I think it's Lancaster. I would always drive through Lancaster, and it was that
Lancaster
or Lancaster.
Is it Lancaster?
Yeah, I think it's Lancaster.
I think it's Lancaster.
I don't think it's Lancaster. What is it? Lancaster or Lancaster? I call it Lancaster.
I think there's an S though. And there's an
I
S
said
in there.
Lancaster.
Okay.
Lancaster. I guess it's where you put the emphasis on the syllable.
I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. All right. You got a little cool saying there. I'll give you that. That's cool. I give respect. That's what's up. So that's pretty interesting because that makes me think about how we talk about like doing things separately as a couple, having your own life separately. Yeah. So I was it's interesting. I had saw something on Facebook yesterday and somebody was talking about like like how some couples have issues, maybe the man or the woman, because you got to be somebody may be a homebody versus somebody who goes out a lot, or like some guys have an issue if the girl is always having girls' nights, or or sometimes a woman have an issue if the guy is always going out with fellas. But I think it seems like girls' nights are a bigger thing now. Maybe since girls' trip, it seemed like I just hear that a lot more. I mean, girls' nights have always been a thing, obviously. Yeah. But is it just me? Does it seem like it's more a subject matter that's?
I think it's found its way into my life for sure, like more so than it has in the past, because I don't know. I just feel like because we're busy with work, busy with trying to do our own thing on the side, busy with family life.
Yeah.
It's sometimes us mothers, I feel, have a hard time stepping back and just stepping away from it all and taking some time out for yourself. Now, I do little things for myself. Like I'll go to the spa and give myself a massage. But to go on a trip, bond with your girls. I mean, to be honest, there are things that I probably do with the girls that I'm not doing with you.
No, that's true. That's true. That's very true.
I think it's important for girls to go out and hang and like get loose and be feminine, and like really get that feminine energy going. I find that through dance. Like I love dancing, and also having just good conversation. Sometimes we don't talk about what's wrong with us or what's wrong in our relationships or things that we are struggling with. We just try to deal with it and just try to grin and bear it sometimes.
Yeah.
So with us all being together in a place where we can just really vent and you understand it from a woman's perspective.
Right.
I mean, you just understand it. And then they can also, give their own take. If
Right.
it's someone who's been in the game for a while,
Right.
as far as marriage is concerned,
Right.
and they've been through it, it's good to hear.
It's good to hear.
They're still together and they've been through it. And how did y'all work through it? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's just good to bond in that way with
Yeah.
us females. And I would assume that is it the same for males? Like when y'all
I think so. I think
get together?
I think so. I think like with men, like I remember there was some type of study or something I read some years back that they kind of talked about how women enjoy, like men and women enjoy, sometimes have more fun with being within the same sex.
Yeah.
Being with, their same sex.
Yeah.
Hanging out, talking or whatever. And that's interesting because, I mean, outside of like procreation and outside of sex and all that, it's like people be like, oh, your mate has to be your best friend. And I think that that's true to an extent. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it is. There is a space for, you to hang out with your girls, guys hang out with guys. And there's a certain dynamic that comes into play when guys are talking. There's a certain understanding, a certain level of fun. I think girls probably, well, it depends. I think girls are a little bit more like giddy when they get together.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, grown men, we're not really giddy. Like, yo, it's a guy's night.
What kind of conversations do y'all have?
I mean, you know what? Me and I have different groups of friends,
Yeah.
but I would say through my groups of friends, I mean, the stuff we talk about, I mean, it's typically like what, we're like, okay, what we want to do, money we want to make, business ideas, and then we do talk about, women, our points of view about women, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes our own relationships. I think guys are a little more tight-lipped about our relationships than women are. That's what my opinion is.
You're probably right.
Women are. I think women are much more like sharing with each other about
Yeah.
certain things, whereas guys, it has to be really, really like a present issue or something for a guy to be like, yo, I want to talk to y'all about this or that. You know what I'm saying? Before we like totally spill our guts on something. Guys, we're more reserved and hold it in. But we do talk about women in the general sense. And it's just funny. So I was saying like, it seemed like when guys and girls get together, or when guys are with guys, we tend to be more extreme with our opinions about women, and like women do this, women do that.
Extreme in what way? Give me an example.
Well, I mean, like, I think the generalizations that we make, I think are true, but I think when you're in the same sex, in the company of the same sex, you tend to harp on it a little bit harder.
Yeah, it gets a little bit more exaggerated. I
Yeah,
think.
you tend to be like, you tend to generalize more, and you're you're less likely to be I don't want to say impartial, but you're less likely to be reasonable with your opinion.
Right.
You go like, I'm sure that women
we
go,
do that
y'all
too,
go
for
hard,
sure. Yeah.
and then it's like when you and everybody's going in saying their opinion about what men are and what men do.
Yeah.
You're not like, well, not all men do that.
I do. Like sometimes I feel like it goes there, and then you got to bring it back to reality.
Yeah,
you got to bring it back.
Do y'all bring it back down to reality?
Yeah, I think we have a few women in our group that helps to bring it back to maybe the positivity of the other sex.
Okay, that's good.
Because sometimes we get all emotion and
Yeah.
we get angry about some things sometimes,
Yeah.
but it's good to have somebody in the group
Yeah.
who's, I wouldn't say more grounded, but just who brings it back to the positivity,
Yeah.
of being in a relationship with someone of the opposite sex.
Yeah, it's like mob
You know what
action. people do things in a group they wouldn't do individually, so they get a little crazy with it sometimes. But
Yeah.
no, it is interesting though. And then
You had mentioned something about what was the original statement?
I had talked about like having time for yourself and how
Yes.
I feel like it seems like there's more of a conversation about girls' night more
Yeah.
now. It seemed like that's a conversation. I hear a lot about girls' night, girls' night, girls' night, and it seems like there's a big women are. I don't know. Maybe it's not new, but it just seems like it's more of a conversation. It's more out in the front about.
I mean, they got a
girls'
few
night conversation.
movies, about girls' night. I think,
I mean, just generally. I mean, even outside of the films. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, I don't know if that is what's pushing the movement. The girls' night movement is all of the movies and the shows, about women getting together, doing these retreats together.
Yeah.
Cleansing, going to some kind of cleansing thing, or just having a fun trip. So I don't know if it's the movies that's pushing the agenda or if it's really a movement that us women feel like we need. Honestly, for me, it wasn't what was being shown on the screens or anything like that. It was a friend who actually, pushed me into that direction. Not that I didn't consider it myself, like going out, but there was a time where I was not ready. I was not ready to leave the kids for an overnight thing. Like I just wasn't ready as a mother. I just couldn't possibly imagine me not being there for a night, even just one night. And then it was Mother's Day last year. Wasn't it Mother's Day last year? Where I stayed out with the girls all night until the next morning. Didn't come home until the next day in the afternoon. Right. And it was really nice. Yeah. It was really nice. So sometimes I think it's more about a desire to just not be a mother, not be a wife sometimes, and just be a woman and just be a girl and just have fun. Right.
Well, no, that makes sense. So I think that. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. You were still saying your thoughts. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you didn't cut me off. I kind of just came up with another thought. I think it's important for both sexes to have that, not just the woman just going out with her friends. I don't think it's something that I need to do every weekend. I don't think I need to go out with my girls every single weekend. But there's definitely maybe at least something like once a month where I just go with the girls, and hang out. I'm good with that consistency. It doesn't have to be something every weekend. But I can understand if your woman is going out every weekend with the girls, how that could affect family life.
That's interesting because that's I guess that's just the balance between, because some people do go out all the time and some fellas go out all the time. I mean, I guess it just depends. Like I'm not really a go out all the time type of person, and I'm not like I need to go out once a month with the fellas. I mean, I have male friends, I have female friends or groups of groups of friends that consist of both. But yeah, I think that this is what I think. I think that from what I run across, I don't think the men have such a need for that per se. And I feel like there's more of a new awakening for women who are really looking at, when they're in relationships, the need to do that, the need to have their woman time. There's much more of I guess some type of awakening or consciousness of needing that. As like you said, and it seems that that's more of a thing. I see that more of a thing with women more now than men. With men, I mean, the social aspect of it is good. I'm more like interested in going places when it's about, typically it's about some type of what I'm doing in regards to not just money, but in regards to whatever my business or purpose is, what I'm doing in relation to that type of stuff. Usually it's business related type of stuff. Yeah. Versus just literally we're just going out just to talk and just to kick back. Yeah. I think that's cool with the fellas. I do that, but it's definitely not once a month would probably be too much. You know what I'm saying? Like
that would be a lot for guys.
Unless we were doing business. Yeah. Like when guys are doing business or we're doing something. Yeah. Then it's like, it makes sense. We're going to do these meetings or we're going to do whatever it is. But to just be like, oh, we're going to meet at the bar and talk, it's like, I don't even think guys have the desire for it. But there may be some that do. You know what I'm saying? It depends on your group of friends and what you do. Yeah. So I'm not judging. I'm just not like that. Yeah. And a lot of the times from what I see, I think guys don't have that need per se, but I think guys have a need for space in whatever it is they're interested in. So it may be things they do solo, you know what I'm saying? And it may be things they do in a group, you know?
Yeah.
But do you think there are? I know that there's men that have an issue with that. Some men are uncomfortable with the amount of times a woman goes out or whether a woman goes out. Some men are uncomfortable with that, and then, like you were saying a minute ago, if you're doing it all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to figure out what is too much too.
Yeah, you
know
got to
what I'm
figure out what's too much for, I mean, obviously, now that I'm married, I'm not going out all the time because I know I have a responsibility as a wife and as a mother that I don't think I would be able to necessarily, not that I can't do it, but I feel like that some of that time could be used towards something else, like family wise or household wise.
Here's the thing though too. There's another dynamic in there. It's like it might depend on, and again, this isn't something that with us per se, but it's more like just in general. You might have a situation where the woman has certain types of friends. You know what I mean? Like may have friends who are not about they're not married, but they just may not be conducive to what it is you are if you are married. Just like if you're a guy, you hanging out with a lot of single guys who are like, yo, let's go here, let's go there.
Single people can move like that.
And they can move a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But you can still have single friends. It's just you have to have the friends who also kind of understand what it is what you got going on in your life too, So
no, you definitely have to have a circle of people that understand if you are a married woman that you do have other responsibilities. I mean, you got a whole household of responsibilities.
Right.
So, having a friend who may be single or whatever you want to call it, the fact that they understand that you got stuff going on and you can't always hang out, you can't always just be available to kick it.
Yeah.
That's just a level of understanding and having that conversation.
Yeah. Well, I guess like also too, same thing with guys. You gotta like I don't know. I don't even know if I'm really as a guy's like, am I gonna be hanging around with somebody like, yo, let's go find these.
Yeah, I don't see that for you.
Where the hoes at, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
I don't see that for you at all.
You know what? Here's the thing.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but
But here's the thing. I think that you have to figure out where you want to be. Yeah. So I think if you're in a relationship, it's good to go out, but you gotta be even keeled.
Yeah.
Like if you're two people who are always out and that's what y'all do, then that's what's up.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's what you do.
Right.
But I think it's something to say that if you're in a relationship and you're always going somewhere else that's not part of your relationship, then either you're really busy, in my opinion, you should be either really busy in relation to business, but if it's all social and so much of your time is social and it's not non-business related social and it's not part of your relationship, you might need to question like, do you need to be in that relationship? Because I just feel like I look, we're all subject to being jealous or uncomfortable or something like that, but I've never been overly jealous or uncomfortable. I always look at it like you can't force people to be somewhere they don't want to be. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're beefing with your mate because they're always going to do something, you got to say, do your mate really? Because we're humans. We go where we actually want to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you don't want to be somewhere, it kind of starts to show.
Oh yeah, it definitely shows for sure. Yeah, that's I know for me it was it was just like a whole learning experience because I never had to deal with, or I never had to face that, like going out with my girls, going out all night with my girls. And I mean, there are certain things that I think that you should do as a wife or as someone who's in a relationship with someone else as a courtesy, just as a, what I'm saying? So if you do choose to hang out and go out with your girls, calling you, checking in, letting you know, hey, I'm here, hey, I'm there, saying good night, calling, saying good morning.
Right.
I think those are really good things to do just to stay connected. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just to check in, even though you're on your girls' night, just be like, hey, we made it. Or maybe call and just real quick, I just want to say good night. I love you guys. Say hi to the kids or whatever the case may be, just to check in so that I don't know. Some of your presence is still there, and your family is still on your mind. You know,
Yeah.
you still care. So
It's a nice thing to do. It's courteous, you know. It's definitely yeah, it's just courtesy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
just
Like, it's not
courtesy.
like you have to do it. It's just courtesy. You know, when
Yeah.
you're with somebody, so you know, like, hey, I'm here, and I guess for me, probably a little bit more as a woman. Like, if
Yeah.
you're as a man, you want to make sure a woman is safe. So it's typically more about that. You know, if you're an overly jealous guy or whatever, controlling guy, maybe it might be something else.
might be something else.
But for the most part, it's about safety, making sure your woman is safe.
yeah, because
That's
just
important.
imagine like not talking to somebody for a whole 24 hours and
Yeah,
not knowing.
you don't know if they
You
good.
don't know if
you
they
have
good.
no idea.
Yeah,
and that first
so
24 hours could have been everything.
It could have been everything.
You know, so you know, but I think it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that yeah, I've never had an issue because again, like my approach is like, you know, I mean, I like my space too. You know what I'm saying? So
I do too.
I'm
Honestly,
like
sometimes
good.
I
I got
love
the
being
I got
at
the,
home.
sometimes like when you go out, I'm like I got the
I
TV
know.
to
I was about
myself.
to say. Sometimes
I'm like good.
You're like, oh,
Now-
I got the whole TV to myself.
Oh, man,
I can watch the
listen.
shows that I want
I'm
to
like,
watch.
now I
My
don't
kids
have
are
to.
in the bed.
Now I don't
You're
have
like,
to.
I'm good.
I don't gotta have no conversation. I don't have to. We don't have to not bicker, but we don't have to conversate about what we're gonna watch
What we're
on
gonna
Netflix.
watch,
I'm like,
right.
I'm about to watch whatever my YouTube, other podcasts I like to watch, or I'm gonna watch this show or whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't have to have no conversation
Yeah.
about it. So it's good to have your own space, and
Yeah.
having your own space within a relationship it's very nuanced. It is not a one size fits all.
Oh,
you
no,
got to
for
figure out
sure.
what works for you
I
because
think it's good for both
you
parties.
know, because some people are extremely uncomfortable,
Being alone.
not just being alone, but they be uncomfortable with their partner's space. Sometimes people just automatically take that as they automatically resent that, or they automatically
Take
feel
it as a rejection.
I don't know if it's a rejection, but they just there's some people who are like not comfortable
With the other person.
with the other person having space.
Having space.
Because they might need less space than that other person. Or that other person might need more space. Mm-hmm. And they may look at that as like, you know what I'm saying? They may be
Yeah.
offended by that. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing that people don't really talk about. You just get in a
That's
relationship.
very true.
Because let's say when you first get in a relationship, you may spend a lot of time together
Yeah.
in that beginning, that honeymoon
Yeah.
phase.
Oh yeah.
You
Forget
spending
about
all
it.
your
You want to
time.
spend all your time.
Your friends
Don't matter what you're doing. I just want to be in your space.
yes. And those other whoever friends you have or he has, they don't even come into play in that honeymoon. All of y'all are at the side at the beginning.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
And
very
then
true.
when you get into regular life, then you're like, oh well, let me get back to my actual life. Still love you and all, but
Hey girl.
yeah. So
That's funny.
it is funny, right?
I do like my alone time too. You know, sometimes, you know, if I'm at home and you're out, I'm like, woo.
I know. I can tell. I see
Me
it.
and the kids, sometimes me and the kids will turn on music, we'll jam to the music. But if it's a nighttime thing, yeah, I think I enjoy that too because, I mean, I probably have more access to the television than you do at night. Because usually at night, we're watching something that we both want. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm watching something that I want because you're doing some other work or something like that.
Yeah.
But I do miss you though.
Are you trying to say just a side note? Are you trying to say that I'm more sharing with the TV than you are? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't even say
sound like you're
that.
saying.
No, that is not what I'm saying
I
at all.
compromise more. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
That's what it sounded like you said.
No, because you seem to work more than, you know, have the leisure time to watch TV. I work as well, but like I know when to stop working. It's like you work until they ain't really nothing up. Like you're tired. Sometimes you work
There's
until
always
you're
something going
tired.
on. Yeah.
There's always something going on. I know I stop.
I
I'm
got
like,
you.
I'm not working.
You cut off and say, this
I
is
cut
TV
off.
time, and I'm just going to,
This is
I
TV
got you.
time. I shut down the kitchen. I said, kids, don't ask me for nothing because the kitchen is closed.
The kitchen is closed for the evening.
The kitchen is closed for the evening. Please don't ask
Oh,
for
man.
anything. If you want something, you can get it yourself, like an
Right.
apple or an orange. But the
Right.
kitchen is closed. Mommy's going upstairs. I
Right.
announced that to the kids. And then
That's
I come
good.
upstairs, and then I start my wind down process. And so I think because of that, I do have a little bit more time in front of the tube. And, I watch a lot of shows that I want to watch.
You want to watch, yeah.
But whenever I find something that I think we both should watch, I always say, I always
together.
watch the first episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if O is going to really be into this. And,
Yeah.
if I think it is, then I bring you in on it.
Yeah.
And
well, that's how we started with the and kind of in the subject matter as far as the honeymoon phase and all that. We started watching Married at First Sight thing.
Oh yeah.
And when you in that honeymoon phase, spending time together all the time.
Oh yeah.
Some of those couples who got married first sight, some of them did have issues with their the girls' night thing. That couple on the last season had an issue with that, and that's. You got to figure that out, Russ. That's going to be a problem in a relationship.
You got to figure that out, like for real.
Some people don't like alone. There's some people don't like alone time, or they don't really. They're more needy. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure that out.
Especially on Married at First Sight, you don't know this person. So.
But it's the same thing. It's just
that is.
I'm sorry.
That's true because we didn't really know each other like that whenever we got married. But Married at First Sight is not the typical way. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know this person from squat. Like you just don't know them at all. So you don't know if even if the person is going out with their girls, then you become concerned.